Welcome back to another episode of Margs and Manuscripts. We're doing something a little different this time. We have a little announcement section. So take a drink every time we say announcements. Just kidding. So we have a fun news for you all. If you didn't see on Instagram, our merch shop is officially open. We're so excited. The link is in our Instagram channel. It's also will be in the show notes of today's episode. People have been asking, like, how can we support you? Are you going to do a Patreon? Are you going to do memberships? Anything like that? I'm like, nope. Just buy our merch, yo. That's what you need to do. Because I got a little excited, and there will be weekly drops in our merch shop from now on because I need to focus myself. And then we also have our new website coming in about 2 to 3 weeks. It's going to be featuring all of our guests that we've had on the podcast. It will have a link over to our shop. This next announcement is a very special one because Kate has officially said when her book is going to be coming out, and it's coming out May 28th, and we're all so excited.
Yeah, it is. I've been so inspired by all of the authors that we've been able to talk to, all of these people starting their journeys themselves. And so I decided to officially indie publish, and really excited to bring you all on this journey with me because I've been figuring it out as you've been figuring it out and trying to ask all the questions, and I've just been absorbing all the info. So yeah, May 28th, you can follow me on my author account for more info on that as well. We will do an episode live together on stage
with lights and stuff.
and people in the audience around that time. So tune in for that. And then I'm also going to announce too that our link in bio form is closed at the moment for submissions, and we will have a new pathway to submissions on our new website.
And please enjoy our lovely guest of this week's episode, Calvin. He teaches us all about horror and thrillers, and Kate may
social media.
And social media.
And social media too.
Yeah.
You're going to love him. He's adorable.
Yeah, he's great. I just new best friends.
Yay. I would have asked you for a bio, but we started doing bios and they sounded so official that I was like,
ew.
We should just do that.
It's okay. My bio always ends up being I'm Calvin. It starts saying the early 2000s dating show. I'm like, I'm Calvin. I like to go to the coffee shops and I like to sit in the back of the movie theater.
Okay, there you go. That's your dating profile.
That's good enough for me. I think that counts as an intro.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
yeah, cheers to that, man.
Yeah, welcome to Margs and Manuscripts, Calvin. We are so excited to have you here for a couple reasons. We have not done a show about horror or thrillers yet.
Nope.
Also, you are our first dude.
Woo!
You are our first dude. So I guess my first question is, tell us what it's like to be a woman writing horror. To be a woman writing horror. Yeah.
Hey, God damn it.
I know.
I actually have a funny story about that. If you want to hear it.
Okay, please tell. Yes.
This is what it's for.
I was working the Reese Witherspoon Hello Sunshine Summit. And I was like, oh my God, this would be so cool if my book was in here. I read the books on the shelf. Every single one was by a woman. I was like, maybe I shouldn't be here. I'm just gonna escort myself out.
Just gonna cheer him on.
Yeah, I'm just gonna.
Speaking of your book.
Oh, I did see. I clocked it immediately in the corner. Oh my God,
yes.
Amazing.
Congrats.
Yeah.
Thank you. I signed both of those, right? I did sign those. Okay, yeah.
You didn't sign them. No, we never get signed books because we
Oh my
just
God,
buy them. Oh, did you get? You got yours? That's awesome.
Yeah, because I bought it from his website and I told him it's for us.
I just wanted to. I got it last week and I wanted to have it in less than a day. So I'm sorry, I did get it on
That's
Amazon.
so funny. You're like, we don't do that. She's like, I did. Mine's signed. I don't know about you.
We're gonna have to go
do that more.
Yes, we're gonna go back. Great. We're gonna ask all of our guests to sign our books because yes, please. I'm starting a stack.
Hell yeah.
We will link to your book on our website. We have a little bookshop that all of our guests, we just put them up with their website link and all of that. So if you want Calvin to sign one of your books, visit the bookshop.
If you want to feel cool like me.
I know. I'm cool. But congrats on House Rules.
Thank you. That's the first one. Second, this is
the first one.
Yeah, this is the sequel. Just got a new cover.
Okay, good. I'm glad I got it in the right order.
Yes.
And then you're working on your third, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Third, fourth,
Yes.
and fifth.
Wow. At the same time.
Not at the same time.
Is it all kind of the same family, or
Just these two are. It's like a duology, just the 1 and 2. And then if everybody starts reading them and gets the hype around it, I want to do like a prequel that's like kind of like how they have that Hunger Games, what's it called? Songbird one that's like the origin of
Yep.
Snow. This would be like the origin of the house. Yeah.
Ooh.
So like 60 years in the past.
I love talking to horror and thriller writers though, because they're always like the sweetest, most awesome and upbeat people. And
You write dark shit.
I know, why is that? Like, why do you think that is?
I picture like this image in my head of like the first of the year, all this like black dark energy is like pulling out of me into the book, and then I'm good for the year, and then the next year I got to do it again.
It's like how you purge
Yeah.
yourself of your
Demons. I'm like, I feel so much better now. I'm just like, I'm a happier person.
It's probably the best way I've ever heard it put.
Yeah,
yeah.
just got to get it out.
Oh my god. Yeah, like we had Lauren Kahn
Mhm.
on in a previous episode, and she's writing a thriller,
Yeah.
like a thriller horror, and she's like, I just love to murder people. I'm like, oh my god, you're the nicest person.
It's just so fun. Well, I don't know about the murdering part, but like just like the plot twists you can make are just so fun.
It's like you make up your own rules, but also you okay, I need to ask this. Do you know the ending when you start, or do you discover it?
It depends. Those first two, the one behind you, I did know the ending of that one. I didn't decide if it was going to be a sequel or not, so I left the end of it. I was like, this could be like kind of a grim ending, or it could be the start of something new. But the one I'm working on right now, that's what actually, to side note, tangent, a lot of people didn't know that there was a second one because I hadn't put in the end, because like when you originally make the book, you don't know, so you don't have it already in there. So it didn't say move on to book 2, and so they're like, man, well that's the end, I guess. It's a rough life. And I was like, there's a second one. They're like, oh my god, since when? I'm like, since October. And they're like, read it, and then they texted me again. They're like, oh my god, it makes so much more sense.
See that big confusing.
Yeah.
Yeah, like would you ever go back and edit, like make like a second edition of the first one that like has a
Oh, I just did.
like a preview of the second? I love a show and tell.
Here, wait. I gotta cover the top so it doesn't spoil the ending. Okay, so oh my god. Okay, there we go. So I added that at the bottom.
Very
That's
nice.
a really cool idea.
I usually put it on a separate page, but I literally, I can't like extend the cover, because like when you really have to base on the spine dimension of how like big a book is. If you add a page, it like messes it up. So I was like, we're gonna have to make this work, and I'm not gonna cut my acknowledgments in half to save a page. So we're just gonna make it fit, and it did.
Such an indie author struggle of things that you don't think of that you're going to have to become an expert on and also figure out how to do.
Yeah,
I love that you had that idea. That's super cool.
it looked cute. I was like, this is fits. And then to answer your other question, yeah, my third book, I don't know who the murderer is. I've kind of just like made everybody kind of like a simple favor mixed with Jennifer's body. So it's really like things are happening. You don't know who's like doing it. Might be unreliable narrator. We don't know. I don't know.
It's a journey of
It's
discovery.
a journey of discovery. Yeah, I'm like, I know like plot points. I know how it's like I want it to end, but if the world moves me in a different way, we'll see.
I'm fascinated by an unreliable narrator.
Right?
Has anybody played with that in the past or like written anything with an 'cause
Yeah, The Blind Patient's like the best one, I think. You read that one?
I haven't read that one, but then there's Fight Club,
Yeah, that's a good one.
which is just like the epitome
Yeah.
of all of them. Yep. Or American Psycho also.
Yeah, that's a good one. Oh, and The Shards, I just read that. That's the same author of American Psycho. But that one's really trippy because it's a fake autobiography. He's like, this is me in my youth as Brett Ellis. And I was like, oh, you're like crazy. Your characters. I was like, this better be autobiography.
Did you read a lot of like thrillers and like horror growing up, or was it something that you're like, if I'm gonna write, like this fits me and exercising my demons on the regular?
No, I mainly read coming of age stories. Like Perks of Being a Wallflower is my favorite book. And then I like watched a lot of horror movies, which kind of got me in like, you kind of get like the blocking and the pacing of it. But I really want to write coming of age, and I wrote the outline for one. I started like writing it, and I really want to finish that one at some time. some point down the road. But I feel like as an indie author, you kind of have to like pick a genre and kind of establish yourself a little bit in it, and then you can kind of like dip into other things. So I'm trying to do like three psychological thrillers. So these two, and then that third one, and then I'm thinking of doing a rom com, which I have this idea for, and then maybe jump back into the thriller. This is always the majority is thrillers, so it's like sticks to something.
Well, Jenna, you were just telling me about how and that's what it reminded me of is the Stephen King thing about how he wrote all these things that you would never think were written by
Yeah,
Stephen King that are so off brand.
The Life of Chuck, so good.
Yes. My God, Life of Chuck. Fascinating. That was a short story. And I'm like, how did you make an entire 2.5 hour movie on a short story? Like crazy. But anyways, yeah, my husband is really, really big into Stephen King. Like he loves Stephen King. He likes to read the book and then we'll watch the movie and then go back and forth.
Is horror and thriller the same? Are they very different? Because I just saw your video on your Barnes& and Noble book being sold out, and you were talking about how they were, like, different sections of the store. I'm not in this world, so I'm very glad I'm asking questions about it.
Yeah, I'm not fully sure. I looked it up too because I was a little concerned. I think my definition is um a horror is you know who the villain is. In a thriller, you like Saw, and you're like, this is the bad guy. We're trying to not die. There's like
Right.
always like there's like you have Michael Myers, he's the bad guy. You have et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then thriller, I feel like is more like who is doing this? Why are they doing this? What's the reason? So it's more like mystery, serious. But I think they can really go like both.
Yeah, I've seen horror done with like a lot of gore.
Yeah.
Like thrillers tend to not have as much bloodshed.
Oh, yeah, we don't teach you anything on this podcast. We just
Yeah,
literally
absolutely not.
talk shit and drink. But,
Yep.
this is not for learning purposes. This is But then you have thrillers, and then you have, like, the psychological thrillers, which don't have to be I guess, don't have to be terrifying. What they do, they just make you think a lot,
Yeah, like
or
we
they
were
just fuck with
liars
your
is a
head.
good psychological thriller example.
Yeah, okay.
I put mine as like horror and psychological thriller because something's going on in their head that they're trying to figure out that's like kind of separate from the plot. And that's also like feeding into the plot.
You guys are magicians. That sounds so hard.
No, it makes it so much easier because you're like, I'm getting really like this is getting really stale in the Abe line. Let's jump back to the flashback and add some random exposition that makes everyone stressed. Works out great.
I don't know how you all do that, and the people who do that, like, love that's why they do it.
Mhm.
They love putting those puzzle pieces together and, like, doing and playing those games with the reader, and, like, it's exciting, and I should definitely read more. Um, I have a question for everybody. Who's the first one to get killed, and are you the first one to get killed? Jenna, you're not.
No, I'm definitely not the first one to get killed. No. I'd be like the one that like when they die, you're like really disappointed. You're like, oh shit, like why did you have to kill them off? Like they had the answers. And
I
then of course,
was rooting for them.
right. Like I was rooting for you. Like at that moment. That's me in any story that there is murder and I am present.
Calvin,
Yes.
you struck me as a survivor. I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like I am always like, I think I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna have like all these like, oh, I've prepared for this, and then I'm gonna be like, you dodge the knife, go left, and then just gonna stab me in the chest. And I'm like, that's not how I rehearsed this in my head.
But Kate, I don't know. I don't think you would die first.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. I die first. I am a quitter.
Fuck what?
Yeah. No, I'm
No.
100%. I know this about myself. It's fine. I am a quitter. Don't want to. If there's a zombie apocalypse, like, why do you want to survive that? No thanks. No, when things get scary, I'm out. I'm done. So,
And Kate, you've experienced firsthand that I do not quit.
yes, to the point of toxicity.
Yes.
So, I
Whoopsie.
definitely think you will last. You will last because, yeah,
You'll
you know,
last.
you for sure
Out
don't
of
quit.
spite.
I just loved that question. It says a lot.
If I'm gonna get killed off, I just really hope I'm not like the cold open of like the movie, where they're like, this is introducing the killer, and you're like, don't even have a name. You're just Joe Smo who got
No.
stabbed in the attic.
Like body number
Yeah,
one.
body number one.
Your book is, like, pretty scary. I have a low bar. But I was scared by. I also live in an old creepy house, and so that's probably why I stay away from books like this. But do you? This is like a genuinely honest question. When you are writing, do you freak yourself out?
Well, I got this whole like book from a nightmare that I had, And I woke up in like a cold sweat, and I just like was like notes app immediately. Write this down.
Oh, that's like clandestine.
I
Yeah.
have like the trials fully mapped out because that's like a lot of like, dreams can't handle that amount of logic. And then yeah, that was definitely woke up in a cold sweat, living it.
Oh my god, so you dreamt this
I lived it. I lived through the whole
crazy,
thing.
crazy plot?
Yeah.
You are a young Stephen King.
I was like, I don't want to go through that again, actually. Hopefully the rest could just come up.
That's how he wrote The Shining. Like, he was at the Stanley Hotel,
Mhm.
had a really bad dream, and then he wrote the book.
I mean, how else do you come up with this shit? I don't know. You guys, that's super cool.
I keep like a list in my phone of like whenever I get an idea for something.
But like, have you ever been like, that's too fucked up. I can't write that. Well, how did that just come out of me?
That was the only dream I've written down ever. Um,
Okay.
the rest have just been like I usually get ideas from like I hear a song and I was like, this would be such a good song for someone to die to. It'd be so good. I was like, this
That's what I'm looking for. That's what I want to know.
yeah. I'd be like, I think I was listening to this like Dolly Parton song and I was like, this would be so funny if this was playing and someone's just like blowing up people's heads with their hands or something. I was like, I don't know how that came to me, but it just did.
The dream that I
Yes.
wanted. So it's like I'm stuck in the middle with you. Like when you now every time I hear stuck in the middle with you, I just see a guy like carving out the guy's ear from was it Reservoir Dogs or was it
Yeah, I think so.
which movie was you guys? You guys don't even know it. Every time I hear "Stuck in the Middle with You," I think of this like horrible, gory scene that they played to that really happy song. Like
Yeah,
that.
I know the
I haven't
song. I don't know
Yes,
the
this.
movie.
you guys don't know that scene? I thought everybody did. I don't know.
I just know that, like,
It's super good.
when I hear, like, Total Eclipse of the Heart and there's, like, Strangers too, and he's, like, stabbing him in the pool, and then they used that song again in Ready or Not to, like, last week when that premiere came out, and I was like, "Ah, I love this movie and horror this song in horror movies, it's so good. The scene's always gonna be so intense."
So funny. I love. So, do you use music a lot when you write?
I originally got into writing books because I was writing short films and stuff, and I was like, "This is a budget I can't afford. So we're gonna make this a book, and hopefully someone will be like, 'That's the best thing I've ever read. I want to make that into a movie on my dime.'" But I'm always just like, if I was making the movie, I'd use this song in this scene. It'd be perfect. This song in this scene. That's usually how I get the whole book. Or a whole idea for the whole thing. I'm like, find one scene with one song, and then I just have to make the entire book around it.
Everyone's like creative process is so unique.
Yeah.
So that's like one I haven't heard before.
Yeah.
I'm like, fresh.
Fresh. So the one book I haven't written it. I wrote like 4 chapters of it, but the coming of age one is about this town that's like gets kind of like forgotten about. It's like those old nuke towns or dooms towns that they used for like government testing. It's like if they didn't blow one up and people moved into it and then cut to present day, they need to blow it up again because they need to test as they kick everyone out. But I had Sweet Disposition playing and I was like I'm picturing the entire town on the cliffside watching their town like blow up and they're like celebrating, and that song's just cueing the end of the movie, just like panning out with like that super wholesome, just like this is the end of an era. And then I was like, I have to write the whole script, like whole thing about this now.
I love when writers think like cinematic because I feel like that comes out so much in their book. And I now that you say that, like I can definitely see your descriptions and stuff in this in House Rules, which is the one we read. Like it's very cinematic. You can picture everything really well, which must be like the secret key in horror is like to be able to like truly see it. And so to say that you have like the film that was kind of your first thing, like
Mhm.
totally adds up.
I really took a lot of inspiration from The Great Gatsby. I was like, what if The Great Gatsby, but like he was like throwing the parties not to like lure the girl, but to like kill a
Right.
guest. Perhaps if he's like had a different kink, I don't know. He had a different thing running his mind.
American Psycho and Great Gatsby.
Yeah, pretty much. Saw and Great Gatsby, but like PG-13.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah. It's just so funny because I like can't even really handle the Saw movies. But I was like, this is like Saw light. Well,
Salt light.
yeah, like just
There it
the
is.
free
You just
trial.
put it at the bottom of the book.
Saw light.
Saw light. Yeah. That for people like me, that would help.
Yeah, I did this like talk at a high school. But I had all these kids come in and I was telling them, I was like, the best part of writing a book, like the absolute best part is you don't have to tell anyone you're trying. Like you can just finish the whole thing, or you could like try it and it doesn't work out, you just throw it away. No one even has to know you tried. until it's done. Versus acting, you have to present yourself as like a pitch. In the book, you're like, this is it's done. Here you go. Exhibit A,
Yeah.
which is, I think, is a lot nicer for my perfectionist brain.
I totally can identify with that because I think, and really actors are like the people that can understand what you just said because you are just selling yourself, like literally your face and your brand and what you bring to the table all the time. Whereas like writing, you can just be like, this is my passion and I do it by myself and nobody has to know until the day that you're like, yeah, I wrote a whole book and you can put it out in the world. So, I mean,
Yeah, exactly.
I totally get that.
I will say
It's
it's such
hard.
it feels like such a flex to say, like, I'm being in LA, I'm like, yeah, I'm an author. They're like, oh, you write screenplays. I was like, no, I write books. They're like, oh, people do that in LA.
No.
And I was like, I know. I was like, finally, I'm not competing with. I'm not. I found a smaller pool of competition in this city of like so much creative people, which is nice in a way. It doesn't feel as overwhelming now.
I want to talk a little bit about your social media stuff
Yeah,
because, I mean, that's how we found you. And I think that
glad it's working.
our listeners are indie authors, they're writers, or they're pre published, whatever it is, probably follow you or have at least seen your videos on their algorithm because you do a great job. I also think your social media, like the fact that you have the acting and all that stuff, it kind of brings this like different angle than like a regular writing social media vibe. So it's really cool. I really like your page a lot. It's really fun to follow. So if you don't follow Calvin, follow him now. But what as people, like I said, a lot of people are indie authors and writers, even starting out in their career. What are some pieces of advice that you could give about kind of starting the social media journey or being on that journey?
Like the first 6 months, I was at like 300 followers, maybe, for like, even though I was posting every day. I don't know if it ever actually, like, if I ever actually figured it out. I think it's just if you keep posting every day, and if one thing's not working, you like kind of like shift a little bit and try new things because um it's basically like you're entering a lottery every single day when you make a post and you're just waiting for that one to go viral. And then when that goes viral, then all your other videos get more views. Like now I have like 10,000 followers on Instagram. So I get like 4,000 views per reel or something, usually, roughly.
Hmm.
And if one of those just magically takes off, then you get more followers. And it's like your new, like, it's like you have like a new bracket of like viewers and then for each video, and then it kind of like can grow a little bit again. So it's kind of just like you're building blocks, and if you post every day, then you keep kind of cementing a new foundation for like bottom base level. So that's where I try and look at it as like you're getting a little bit more, and you're just waiting for you're like setting up the stage for like when the one gets lucky and if it goes viral, the people have see you have other stuff to like look at. But it is definitely stressful and annoying because when you're like, "I'm doing everything right. Why am I not getting any of these to go viral? Why is no one following me?" But you also have to kind of interact with other people and not just be, like, in your own world, which is hard in its own way because 'cause you're like, "I don't wanna be on social media all day." And that's my biggest pitfall is I'm like, "I should be writing right now. I just spent 5 hours making this TikTok and I got, like, 1,000 views."
It's so nice to hear you say that because I think a lot of people who like obviously like social media is not their medium. Like this isn't what we're doing. This is like writing is the first thing,
Mhm.
publishing is the second thing, then there's the marketing. And so to hear you say that there's like not you are just entering a lottery, and that's how it feels a lot of the time. At least for me and Jenna, it's like you post something and you're like, yeah, you just see, but there's not like a secret sauce.
Yeah.
Like there's just not this like you're
Exactly.
just putting it out there into the world. Yeah, but I think everybody kinda has this, like, "What am I doing wrong?" Or, like, "Is there
Mhm.
something else I should be doing?" Or it is just
It did come to I do have I think I have 3 pieces of advice for that.
Oh, you're gonna learn something today, folks.
Yeah.
Maybe 2, we'll see. The first one is definitely the more obvious one is the reels get the new people, the carousels and which are the posts with, like, multiple slides are the ones that keep the people, and those are the ones that you kind of build your foundation of core fans with, and the reels are like the net, and you're, like, pulling them in, you're like, "This is my foundation over here." So I try and do, like, reels every day, but also try and add a carousel, like, every 3 days that kind of makes people feel like they're more a part of like, they get to see you more than just, like, a random
Yeah.
audio of you, like, typing. And then I found
Yeah. You do a great job of that.
Thank you.
It's very personal. Yeah.
Try. And the second one is that you have to, like, remember that everyone has like a 0.5 second attention span, so you cannot say hello that you lost them. If you're like, it's like, hello, I'm done. They're gone. Like if you like you gotta like open that TikTok or there's no time for pausing. You gotta immediately like start that thing with like you're like, I fell out of a car today. And they're like, oh, I'm in, I'm hooked. I'm here. And you can't be like, and then the third thing is you cannot be talking about things that like they can't like unless you have like the foundation, like the people already following you cannot be talking about like some super niche thing that happened to you that's like referring back to another post you did because a lot of people haven't seen that one. So they're like, what are you talking about? Like, what's going on here? They're like, I don't know where you were last year at this random thingy. So I try and like bring people up to speed as fast as possible with whatever the main thing is. And then the carousels are the ones that you can go dive back into like the year ago, like flashbacks and stuff. And the people that have been following will be happy to like see that stuff. So I kind of feel like it's like a nice blend of you're like boosting your relationship with your old followers and getting new ones. And they're like, oh, this is like a nice little group you got going here. I'd like to just open the door and join in. So that's all the advice I
It's
have.
like
was great.
that's like the formula.
Mhm.
I really hope Instagram does not listen to it and change that
Yeah.
formula on
They're
it.
like, you caught up, you're
But
done. Your
yeah,
account's
like,
canceled.
damn it.
Like, please don't.
Yeah, we've been locked out of shit before, so
Speaking of, I've gotten into Instagram jail from the stuff that I've had to like put in. So and it like sparked this whole episode about search histories for writers and stuff.
Oh,
And I have not talked to a horror writer about this yet, but I bet you have some crazy search histories.
please share.
mine are like, what natural leaves can you use as like inflammation or like as like a clotting blood? What things could you find in a forest that could like stop a bullet hole? I don't know. Or I'm like, how do you cauterize a wound? How do you like kill someone with? I'm like, I sometimes have to write like for my book, comma, for as an author for my book. But now it kind of does like the auto search thing at the top or whatever it is. So like I feel like they kind of understand what I'm talking about. They don't like I mean, because sometimes they're like sending you like this suicide hotline or something. I was like, no, it's not for me. It's for my character. Like this is layered story here.
Exactly. Yeah, I knew that. Yeah, that makes me feel better.
Yep, Kate
yeah.
she needed some help with
I got like
with
a
some
drug and
drugs.
alcohol addiction. Yeah, some of that content after searching for where to buy drunks in Barcelona.
Wait, what? Where to buy what?
So where to buy I searched where to buy cocaine in Barcelona.
I'm sure that would be on Reddit maybe.
That's it.
But yeah,
That's
I started to get like addiction counseling services. So I don't even I was like, I'm writing a rom-com. This isn't even like you guys I can't even imagine the shit you guys look up.
Yeah.
I definitely looked up how long it takes for a body to go into rigor mortis when it's stuck in a snowstorm.
Oh my gosh. Like things you need to like hide a body to get rid of a body.
Yeah.
How deep do you need to bury a body in the woods for it to be like untraceable by dogs?
Yes. Absolutely. Like those are very important things we need to know.
Yeah. They're like, check out a book at the library. Go.
No, that's when you know like generative AI is going to just like cut humanity off. It's going to be like just go to the library.
No, I can't help you with that.
Like like I'm not allowed to talk about that. Like my boss said I can't talk about that. Cut that out.
I just want to ask if there's anything that like you want to add.
This is your little moment to sell yourself as both the face, the name, the book. And just what do you want the people to know today?
The big exciting news, my books are going to be in Barnes & Noble very soon in the next coming weeks. My audiobook is coming out this week, so I'm going to be doing little giveaways in my newsletter and in my street team that I'm going to be setting up later today. So it's very exciting. I hope you're all ready for all these horror things because Halloween might be over, but horror is year round.
Shit.
Gosh, yes.
What a line.
I put that on my
Like, come on.
I put that on my little thing on my book signings, like a little stand thing.
That's super cool. Super cool. I love a good announcement. I love when we get an announcement.
We get a hot
That's so
scoop.
fun. Yeah, it's the best.
Well, thank you so much for
Yeah.
joining
Of course.
us. I'm so happy we got you on because I messaged Kate. I'm like, I want Calvin on the podcast. And
Yeah. She did.
Honored to be the first
Yep.
guy on here.